Bakovia used to be a star among cities. Historic, wealthy, and bustling with new businesses. That star's been dying for a while. Crime's on the rise, and with war brewing and the government tightening their grip, it's no surprise we're restless. Police might be keeping people safe, but there's only so much we can do about the seedy underbelly. With a prohibition, lawbreakers, criminals, and your everyday civilians are all forced into the same watering holes. Usually, it'd be my job to bust this place. But, maybe we can help one another. This place is more useful open. Especially when I have someone a lot more dangerous to catch than a few drunks. Ah, it looks like your first customers are arriving. Let's see if you can loosen their tongues. I'll be waiting, bartender. Don't let me down.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Willow and welcome to Best Served Cold. This is just the demo, but that was a very enticing opening. That was pretty sick. So, I hope as we get into this game. Oh my god. It's just got such a good vibe. This is a brand new demo that just released. I'm actually getting it early access because I got sent a code. But I'm here to play it for you guys, and you're welcome to play it for yourself. But I'm very interested to see where this game goes because I'm very interested in detective games. Also love this era. I love that it's voice acted. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Oh girl. Oh no. That's a great effect. Is she dead? Or did she just get left out in the rain? Oh, case 0, the last draw. Monday. Okay, 116. In a bad mood. Okay. The hazy overhead lights in your speakeasy buzz to life as the bookshop above you closes for the day. The bookshop owner and your landlord, Vincent Floer, takes a seat at the bar and begins mumbling to himself. What a day. Czar in literature is providence bound in leather, but to my customers, my books may as well be doorstops. Everything all right, Mr. Floer? Clearly not. If I ordered a cart of fools and received just one of my customers, I would have gotten my money's worth. Well, we both know why I'm here. I need a drink, so dazzle me. What would you like? Oh, this evening a properly mixed Eastern Ruby would hit the spot. Sometimes your customers will be in a bad mood. This can also be caused by serving them a ruined drink or by choosing dialogue options that upset or anger them. When a customer is in a bad mood, it is shown here in the bottom left. Okay. Thankfully, serving a customer their favorite drink will lift their spirits and cure their bad mood. Press the drink button to start making Vincent a drink. Customers will usually avoid discussing unpleasant topics when in a bad mood. You'll have to cure it before you can interrogate them. In some rare cases, a client must be in a bad mood before they will open up. In these situations, you can mess up their drink on purpose to bring down their mood. As you get to know your clients better, make sure you learn what the favorite drink is. You can always ask them what they like to get a hint. All right, you lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Vincent perks up. Let's see if we can cheer you up. Haha, that's the spirit. Vincent loves the Eastern Ruby, and we want to lift his spirits and cure his bad mood. So let's select Eastern Ruby to the list to start making his favorite cocktail. Okay, Eastern Ruby's whiskey, sugar syrup, lemon juice, red wine, ice cubes, and a cherry. successfully mix a drink, you will need to add all of the necessary ingredients to the shaker by passing through them with the arrow, following along the lines in the direction it's pointing. Okay. Once you start following a path, you will need to keep up the pace as the red arrow will start following you. Make sure it doesn't catch up with you before you reach the end of the path or the drink will be ruined. Okay. Oh. I see. Okay. I assume that will get harder as the game goes on. But that's already pretty fast. Okay, well done. Vincent is no longer in a bad mood, and he even gained more affection towards you. The more a customer likes a certain drink you give them, the more their affection towards you increases. Their favorite drink will reward the most affection. Customers will not appreciate being served a bad drink. If you fail to properly mix a cocktail, customers will be displeased, and you will lose all but one action for the remainder of the conversation. You know me too well. This is my absolute favorite. When I was looking for a bartender to run this place, I'd hoped someone as good as you. But didn't expect it. Especially with your background. This place could have... Well, what's our background is the question. Are we a rough character, or are we very prim and proper, and that's why you don't expect us to be a good bartender during Prohibition? Who knows? Anyways, this place could have become naught but cloudy moonshine and rough customers, yet you're already proving to be more than that. Supply lines for alcohol are fraught, so you'll have to adapt your drink menus to circumstance. But a recent shipment of vodka from Rusalka came into my possession, and as such, some old classic cocktails are on the menu once more. Lucky me, I suppose. Anything else? Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. A friendly warning, perhaps? My favorite gentleman's club is abuzz with chat about a crackdown on speakeasies. My companions have warned me that a local constabulary... I can speak. My companions have warned me that a local constabulary is looking to make an example of the flagrant lawbreakers. I see. It's unlikely that they would target my establishment, and I have friends at the constabulary, but you should take precautions nonetheless. Try not to irritate anyone who might incriminate us, and don't compromise on drink quality. I'd imagine most speakeasies are brought down by dissatisfied customers with loose tongues. I'll be careful. Good. You see, there's a reason I bring all of this up. Vincent reaches into his inner coat pocket and pulls out a folded newspaper. He spread it on the bar top so that you can read the headline, "Speakeasy guest found dead." In the early hours of the morning, the body of an as-of-yet unidentified woman was found in the alley of the Bukovy Boulevard. Bukovy police since released a statement confirming that the crime took place outside a speakeasy, and that the proprietors, as well as several guests, have been detained for questioning. The murder is almost certainly the latest in a string of crimes committed around the boulevard by the so-called Bukovy killer. Citizens are urged to not attend these illegal establishments for their own safety, and to inform local law enforcement if they suspect any illegal activity taking place. Don't get too bothered by all this tittle-tattle. I'm certain these murders are fabricated by puritanical bureaucrats on the city council. Fabricated? I believe so, yes. With Prohibition in full force, perhaps the politicians created a serial killer boogeyman to keep people out of speakeasies. It's just like the old fairy tales about demons in the woods, the claws of 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕟 snatching the unwary and pulling them into the darkness. He takes a long sip of his drink and sets it down on the table, his fingers nervously rattling on the glass. A murder at a speakeasy doesn't mean visiting one is dangerous, but I wonder if those who indulge in tabloid rumors can grasp that fact. I imagine the authorities will pay closer attention to venues like ours. They think we offer safe haven to vagabonds and scoundrels, but all we want is to kindle the dying flames of conversation. Imagine their surprise when they see the depth and breadth of fine gentlemen and ladies who will frequent our establishment. But heed my words, friend, be on your guard. I will. We're on Bukovy Boulevard, so the locals are a mixed bag. Consider the customers carefully. My friends, especially, are people of culture and arts. There's no doubt in my mind that some shady characters will show up, but I imagine most will be harmless. I'd hope so, anyway. A mix of high and low society makes for a good blend. Honey and lemon, wine and cheese crackers, that sort of thing. Jokes aside, do be careful, bartender. I've invested a lot of money in this place, and while it's yours to use, I don't expect to be sweeping up eyeballs and teeth at the end of the night. Understood. One more thing. We both know that this is your last chance. I went out on a limb to give you this opportunity, and I've turned a blind eye to your past troubles. Make sure those troubles stay in the past and keep your nose clean. So we're not prim and proper. We're bad. I get it. If you follow my rules, you'll be under my protection, and I promise I'll keep you safe. One hand watches the other. We have a deal. Good, good. Thank you for the libations. I should return home. I hope business goes well tonight. See you, Vincent. All right. Let's get into serving, shall we? Every day we'll bring a different group of customers to your speakeasy. It's a big place, so look left and right to check for any customers seated on the edges of the room. You can click on a customer to call them over for a chat at the bar. Let's try it out on this mysterious woman in the back. The woman takes a seat, looking exhausted. She squints at you, like she can't decide if you're a friend or foe. Rough day? Ugh, you have no idea. Although you're on your feet all day serving people with too much money, so maybe you have some idea. Rundown Heights is fully booked, so me and everyone else in the laundry service are run off our feet. There's nothing like changing hotel bed sheets during a spice traders symposium. Do you know how frustrating it is to have a fat, bald old man explain the logistics of his spice trading company and how it made him rich? And he's doing that while you change his sweaty bed sheets. I can guess. Sometimes I push my face into a pillow and scream so loud I feel like I'm going to crack the walls. But then I stop, and nothing has changed. Sounds like you need a drink. Yes, something that feels like being slapped in the face with a slice of lemon. A slice of lemon wrapped around a cricket bat. I trust your judgment. What flavor do you like? Right now, craving something spiced? I trust your judgment. Okay, lemon and spice. One drink coming up. So excited. Okay. There are several indicators on the right of each cocktail that provide more information about the drink in question, whether your customer likes it or not. Question mark means that you don't yet know how they feel about this cocktail. Star means it's their favorite. Customers also have drinks that they plus liked and ones that they feel neutral about. This information gets updated every time you serve a customer a new drink. Serving liked and favorite drinks will improve your relationship with the customer faster than a neutral one. That indicates the smoothness of a drink, which determines how long a customer is willing to stay and talk after being served. In other words, how many actions you will be able to take during the following dialogue. Every new topic will cost you one action. Once the action counter runs out, customers will leave the conversation to enjoy the rest of their evening. Customers can only be talked to once a day, so don't forget to serve them a drink whenever you do. Meanwhile, alcohol percentage shows how an alcoholic a drink is. The higher the percentage, the more intoxicated the customer will become. Some questions will require a certain level of intoxication to loosen a customer's lips, but be careful. A customer that becomes inebriated will go home. Alcohol tolerance will vary from customer to customer. This is fascinating. This has such great mechanics. Now you know the power the bartender holds. The better the drink fits the customer's tastes, the more affection you'll receive. You can also affect a customer's mood, as well as how talkative they will be after you've served them. Now let's make her a drink, shall we? Copper bullet. Okay. Gorgeous. All right. I wanted to look at all the drinks, but you picked one for me. But I suppose. Aw, cute. Kind of looks like a Moscow Mule in that copper cup. Oh, damn, this is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. After a long shift, my brain is buzzing. I can't just go home with all this fuzz in my head. When the Prohibition closed the bars and clubs, everything else got more expensive. An opera ticket costs a month's rent. And with everything being so busy. Why is it so busy? Well, there's the Spice Merchant Symposium, but there's some big show going on as well. Everyone's wearing their fanciest threads. The women in those sparkly dresses and their heeled shoes. Looks like torture to me. Me too. Ugh, at the hotel, I only see clothes lying on the floor, stained with peppercorn sauce, coffee, nicotine, and worse. At least the folk going to the shows are clean. I guess I clean up fewer wine stains now, so maybe the Prohibition isn't all that bad. She downs her drink, wiping her mouth for any spills. Whew! I'll take that as a compliment. This watering hole's new, right? That weird old guy put me on this place. The Nightcap just opened, yes. The Nightcap, huh? Funny name. Oh, I'm Clara, by the way. Mind if I just call you bartender? You don't seem too prissy about the type of customers you get. Rundown Heights has 3 hotel bars, but I didn't fit in any of them, even when they served booze. The staff bar was all drunken bellhops, the mid bar was full of posers, and the Spire Lounge would charge me a fortune just for looking at the drinks menu. This place feels a bit more varied in clientele. You got all sorts here. We're all equal when we walk through these doors. Her smile is warm and she nods a little, like she just made her mind up about you. I can get on board with that. Good. Well, I should be heading back. I've got Baptiste sparring classes and a shift tomorrow. And if I don't get good sleep, both of those are going to beat the stuffing out of me. Take care. Fascinating. Now, as everyone's been spoken to, let's end the day by using the bell. Click the bell on the counter to signal all customers to leave and head home. You can also use it to end the day when you don't feel like speaking to all customers. Fascinating. Tuesday. All right. Was this the detective at the beginning? A new customer takes a seat at the bar. He takes a slow look around the room and then at you. He glances back at the entrance a few times, like he expects someone to sneak in after him. The man doesn't hesitate to tap the bar, demanding attention you're already giving him. What can I get you? How does this place work? Just like a regular bar, no butlers or whatever? I would just want a drink. Anything in particular? I don't care, you choose. How does this place work? Just like a regular bar, I want a drink. Anything at all you choose. Ready to serve, thank you. Okay. Mint Punch, Pirate's Joy, Night Count. Evening Prayer, Femme Fatale, Slay, Poison Drop, Cold Winter, Wake Up Call, Copper Bullet. Okay. I say we go with a Night Count. It just feels like he's the type of guy. Almost died there because I hit my keyboard, bro. He just seems like he wants a gentlemanly drink, right? Like he would hate if I gave him something fruity. Perfect mix. What can I say? I was initially skeptical about the Prohibition, but drinks this strong ludicrously prove it may have been the best decision. I'm sorry? You've probably guessed that I'm here for more than a drink. We have business. Business. He sets down today's newspaper. But rather than turning it, as Vincent did yesterday, instead he lets the heavy pages land with a thud. The headline reads, Latest Bukovi Boulevard Victim Identified. In a statement to the press this morning, Bukovi police finally released the name of the latest victim in a string of murders by the so-called Bukovi killer. The body of 24-year-old Natalia Reed, a native Tsarin, I'm stupid, okay. The body of 24-year-old Natalia Reed, a native Tsarin and a lifetime resident of Bukovi, was found yesterday in the unnamed alley off Bukovi Boulevard at 6 in the morning by a local resident heading out to work. Police have since confirmed that the crime took place outside a speakeasy known as the Last Drop, which the victim, a junior accountant, was known to frequent in her off time to drink and gamble. The illegal business has since been shut down, resulting in several arrests. Police Commissioner Aldea urges the public to be careful and to come forward with any information that may aid the police in their ongoing investigation as the perpetrator remains at large. Natalia Reed's family has declined to comment. Her employer, Mark Weaver, says only that he assumed she was just late again. Rib. Have you encountered anyone acting strangely this establishment? Not really. I doubt that. No, really. There's a lot of unusual behavior around right now. Did you read the news yesterday? Speakeasy guest found dead. And since you just served me alcohol, that would make this place a speakeasy. Exactly. He reaches into his pockets and pulls out a police badge. His name is Constable Hugo Mertens. He waits a moment to make sure you understand the gravity of the situation. I understand, bestie. I already recognized you. I'm investigating a series of murders that took place outside established speakeasies. You gonna shut us down? Speakeasies are, at the moment, one of the only leads I have. I may never say this again, but your business needs to stay open. The killer is using locations like yours, so one of your patrons could be a killer. And you need my help. You'll be helping yourself. If your clientele keeps getting murdered, well, that's not great for business. For a time, your establishment has protection from me and the rest of the constabulary. This place is no longer a bar, it's a hunting ground where I will catch a killer with your help. Ooh, found a clue. Your first assignment is to interview the drunkards and find out if any of them frequented that speakeasy where we found Natalia Reed. Do that, and I might just extend your time a bit longer so we can figure out who's behind all this. You drinking here is also illegal, right? It is, but I have dispensation. And with your background, I'm sure you agree it's best if we don't look too closely at who has broken which laws. Now, are you gonna help me? I don't have an option here, do I? He shakes his head softly, then pulls his badge from the table and places it back inside his pocket. I did my homework. I know who you are. I just think of it this way. As a reformed citizen, you should be more than happy to help out. I understand. Haha. You might not be too fond of the constabulary, but you have to be realistic. Right now, we want the same thing. I'll do it. Good. Any questions? What's my first task again? Give me a solid lead on the people in the establishment who were present at the same speakeasy where 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕖𝕕𝕚 was found. As a former criminal. Bitch! Anyways, I'm sure you know ways of making people talk. There's no doubt in my mind your less savory connections might know more. Once you prove you're capable of collecting this information, I'll accept I'm not wasting my time. From there, I can divulge a bit more about the case. I'll see what I can do. Good. Any questions? Let's move on. You're part of this now. Oh, time is short and I expect something solid from you soon. Speaking with customers will provide you with clues about the current case. These clues can be reviewed in the notebook at any time. Using the Show Clue button lets you present a clue from your notebook to the customer you're currently talking to, letting you ask them for more information or confront them with evidence. Presenting clues to customers is crucial to uncovering new evidence to solve your case. Helpful customers may be able to spot lies, provide new information, or provide an alibi. But be careful. Showing certain people confrontational evidence may just affect their mood. All right. This case is the highest priority and you're on the clock. If we don't have the killer in 2 weeks, this gets kicked upstairs to the Confederated Force. And if that happens, my career is in tatters and your bar is finished. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. 2 weeks to prove we are not children playing detectives. 2 weeks to save our careers and reputations. 2 weeks to make our streets safe. And save some lives while we're at it. No pressure, though. You didn't even finish your drink. Why was my first instinct? Oh, he's hot. Look at that. Look at his little look. And he's got a scar. That's hot. Anyways, Peter Wagner walks into your bar. You recognize him by the scar on his cheek. It's been a while, and you don't quite know if you're ready to see him again. He takes a seat, looking you in the eye. You can't quite tell if he recognizes you. You hope he doesn't. Welcome to the Nightcap. Creative location for a speakeasy. The filth are looking for old bars opening up again, not basements owned by bookworms. Make me a real drink, so I can forget all the weak cat piss they serve at the stacks. If memory serves, you mix a good cocktail, although usually a bit sweet for my tastes. Do we know each other? Let's get straight past this bit of conversation. I know you, as soon as I stepped through those creaky doors, you knew me too. I'll get you a drink, Peter. He raises his eyebrow and shoves you a few coins your way. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out. Any flavor I can work in there that you like? Going all sweet on me now? Yeah. Well, I like a hint of coffee to go with my drink. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out. Peter leans low, his chin rests on the bar, the light catching the long scar on his cheek. His eyes twinkle as he looks up at you. Let's see if I can remember what you like. That sounded a little... If you ask me. Let's see indeed. Coffee. Wake up call, baby. Or Cold Winter also has coffee. That has espresso. I'll do Cold Winter because that's stronger. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just kidding, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Beautiful. Look at that. This career shift is starting to make sense. You have talent. So, you're a bartender now. Well, that's an odd one, but if you want to pull this curtain over your past, I'll go along with it. Peter's a criminal. More specifically, he's an enforcer of the feared crime lord Carla. But as long as you don't owe money, insult him, spill his drink, you should be fine. Strange how that face with the frightening scar can light up a room when he smiles. Though it doesn't happen often. How can someone so dangerous be so charming? Thanks. Ha ha ha. Your rival speakeasies ain't too appealing. I can see why you're getting busier. The other places either turn away anyone without a douchey, or they hose the blood off the dance floor each night. The last drop was the only one I could appreciate, but it got shut down a few days ago. What's a little blood to you? Ha ha ha. I'm a teddy bear. I got claws, but I don't want to get them out when I'm trying to hold my wine glass. You notice him bite the inside of his cheek. For a moment, you think he's going to try denying it. Instead, he shrugs. I reckon my job ain't good or bad. It's neutral. Cause and effect, and all that. What I do is a natural result of the system we all live in and deals people make. It's neutral. I take no responsibility for what happens to the folk I collect from. They knew the deal they were getting into. They knew the deal they was getting into when they took the money. Now I'm doing this voice because of how that was written. But even though I don't feel bad for him, that don't mean I don't want to go drinking with gorillas like me who laugh about smashing open some indebted shopkeeper's skull. He takes a final long sip of his drink and sets the empty cup down on the table. You're not a complete monster. I'm just Peter. I play my part without prejudice or pleasure. Like I said, cause and effect. And now, if you'll excuse me, this drink has had an effect on me and I need to take care of that. Sure thing. Hey, Miss Lady. Okay. Oh, there's a sad priest. Bestie. Okay. Well, let's talk to the fancy lady. Well, actually, let's check the notebook. Peter Wagner. Someone from my past. A former partner from my darker days in Bukovi. He likes cold winter. A handsome but intimidating man working as a debt collector for the less savory individuals. Okay. Vincent. Yeah, he's the owner. Clara loves the copper bullet. A hotel maid whose rough edges and boisterous behavior had a pleasant and caring personality. Hugo Mertens, an uptight but seemingly well-meaning officer on the Bukovi police, has enlisted you as his assistant. I haven't found any of his favorites yet. Cool. Clues! The last drop. Peter mentioned that the last drop was his favorite speakeasy. Yes. Hello, lady. Oh, she's fancy. Extravagant lady. An obscenely glamorous woman wipes the stool clean before gingerly sitting on it. After a moment, she checks her lipstick in a pocket mirror before readjusting her coat. She leans forward to meet your gaze. Welcome. It's certainly cushy down here. To think this grand a place below a bookstore. How very... Vincent. You know Vincent? Yes, he's the man who invited me. He probably mentioned I'd be showing up. He's quite the fan. Her nail taps rhythmically to some invisible music. You can't tell if she's waiting for you to say something in particular. Vincent hasn't mentioned you. No, he must have. Carmine, Olivia. There's probably some kind of list I'm on, a VIP kind of affair. I'm an actress/singer/radio host. If you haven't heard of me, you've certainly heard my voice. Her voice is silky and delicate like a silver bell. You don't mind listening to it, even though it drips with audacity. Oh, that Olivia Carmine. Yes, Vincent mentioned you. See, we all need a little push to jog our memory sometimes. Perhaps you heard about the time I saved a performance of Dandies and Dames at the Classic Grand. Maybe. The stagehand forgot to leave a prop gun on stage. I ended up singing bang bang noises to finish the performance. The audience loved it. The director went along with it. The show got middling reviews, but I was praised for my quick thinking and my coolness under pressure. Can I get you a drink? Are you buying, darling? Put it on my tab. I'll be here often. I eagerly await your performance, bartender. Anything specific you fancy? Something fruity. I love tropical fruits and citrus. All right. Well, then we had the... Let's pour you something fabulous. Thank you, darling. My throat is absolutely parched. I was going to say Pirate's Joy was definitely fruity. Femme Fatale, I feel like she'd like. Because she's a femme fatale. Slay. Oh, gorgeous. Look at her. So fancy. A very nice flavor, darling. Good work. What a day. Oh, did I tell you about my radio career? She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she leans forward and curls her finger to pull you close. Well, today, I spent the majority of my time reading contracts. Starting my own show, you see. Something daring, something bold. Something that'll knock the socks right off my listeners. I'm calling it Chamomile and Carmine. Classy, right? Absolutely. You're one of the first to hear about it. But, well, I suppose I let my mouth run while I'm a little tipsy, so more we'll find out soon. Ha! Picture me in my sultry voice, broadcast nationwide to the people of Sara. Even the poor folks who can't make it to my stage performances. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Good things happen to good people, you know? Sure. Olivia swirls the last bit of her drink and takes a long sip. She wipes her mouth with a tissue before setting the empty glass down beside your hand. Thank you for the drink. I will be back. Though hopefully soon you won't have to wait too long to hear my voice. Kisses. With a slight stumble, she pushes herself up, winks at you, and takes her leave. See you soon. Thank you, darling. Now let's talk to the sad priest. A miserable-looking man sits down at the bar. A big cloud follows him. Once he has your attention, he peruses the drinks stacked behind you. What can I get you? I will never understand all these names. Something strong, please. If I'm doing something wrong, I might as well do it right. Anything besides strong? Not really, just strong. Okay. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. What does the goddess want you to order? Just make me a drink quickly, and with fewer jokes. I made him laugh a little bit, though. Okay, 7 is the highest I've seen. Okay. Let's go with 7, fuck it. He's got a ring. Got it. Alright. I believe you. I think you'll like it. Let's see if I can find where it says their tolerance. Oh, here. We're here, baby. The world is spinning and my worries have become as blurred as my vision. Exactly why I came here. Doesn't sound like a good thing. He shrugs, places the glass back against his lips, and downs the rest. When the glass is empty, he wags his finger at you for you to refill it. How about we start with your name? You really don't know who I am? I'm Father Lacey, but you can call me John. I'm a priest at the church up the road. You know this is alcoholic. We are permitted. Besides, how could the goddess resent a priest drinking in this city? Okay, so this is not... So this is a fantasy world. This is not Christian priests. Well, I didn't know if it was just Sara was a country or a city or a town. I didn't know. But I believe this is completely fantasy. This is great. That's something I wasn't expecting. Is it that bad? If you took confessions too, you wouldn't ask. What do people confess? Everything you can imagine and more. I used to have faith in humanity. Here you go. Thank you. I'll be back soon. Godspeed, John. He downs the rest and stands up. Now that you can see him better, you notice the clerical collar that was tucked in. He tips his head and takes his leave. Goodbye. I saw the clerical collar already, bestie. I didn't need to see him by the drinks. Okay. That's it. We can close. At the end of each day, you return to your home office where you can review your clues on the clue board to try to make new deductions. Besides structuring your thoughts, the clue board also has another very important function. Some clues can be connected to form new evidence. Spotted a contradiction or two pieces of evidence that tell you something about the same person or event? Try combining them. You can combine two clues by connecting their pins with red strings. To place a clue you have found on the board, simply click and drag over from the list on the right. Clues on the board can be arranged. Okay, yeah. At any point, you remove a clue from the board by dragging and dropping it back into the clue list. Should you feel a piece of information is no longer important. The two clues you have right now seem to be related, don't they? Let's try linking them together. Click one of the pins and drag the string to the other to see what happens. Peter's street smarts. Peter frequented the Last Drop, the speakeasy where Natalia Reed's murder took place before it was shut down. He should be able to tell me about who else went there to drink, if any of them visit the Nightcap. Yeah. To proceed to the next day, click on the coat rack to the side. Confirm. All right. I wonder how many days this demo is. We'll find out. Well, look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're a beacon in the night. I don't plan on closing anytime soon. Now press the Show Clue button to open the notebook and present him with a new combined clue. Select the Peter Street Smarts clue to ask him for more information. The story about the broad that got iced at the speakeasy? What about it? What do you think happened? You read the story. I'm sure the journos did a great job. They always do. Don't be like that. I want your opinion. You're fishing. And for what? I got nothing for you. You and me both know how this show plays out. The papers spin the same stories. The hoi polloi. The hoi polloi get all worked up, and ain't no one got the real facts, except for the ones who know to keep their mouths shut. And folks who say the city council are fabricating the killings, they got their heads screwed on wrong. Bukovi officials can barely patch a hole in the road, far less stage a murder. I know a professional job when I see one. And this ain't professional. But it was done by someone who has experience. Someone who planned it out and was real careful and who's done it before. Did you visit that speakeasy? Yes. And? Plenty of folk went there, so don't go making any inferences. You know where the line is. No need to see what happens if you step over. Who else went there? Hard to tell. There's a mixed crowd. Let me think. Alina Dragos, the type of rich blonde you don't want nothing to do with me. Last year she made it big thanks to her daddy winning the jackpot at a poker tourney. Elliot, the sour-faced alcoholic who popped in occasionally. If he was in school, I'd beat the snot out of him and take his milk money. I still might. And Killian Durand, the rich kid with the baby face and the soft hands. You still taking roll call? This bartending gig doesn't work out. I suggest a job as an intrepid reporter. What do you think of that, Scoops? Alright, I was just curious. Let's catch up. It's like the old days. When you don't feel like asking a customer any further questions, you can always press the bye-bye button in the bottom left, or in the bottom right to exit a conversation, regardless of how many actions you have left. However, if you still have questions for Peter, you can simply continue your conversation. I want to catch up like the old days. How's work these days? Good, although I'm being real careful who I talk to these days. Trust is harder, and do you feel the same? Sure. I'll be straight with you when the time is right. But we ain't close as we used to be. We'll take things slow. I do. Well, I won't go home, but I can't stay here. Make sure you don't get into any mischief while I'm gone. That's my job. Will do. Alright, who's next? Anyone I recognize? No? Let's go with you then. You're sitting by yourself. A moody-looking man sits down. He takes a deep breath and hunches over the bar, avoiding eye contact. Long day? Every day's the same length. Can I get a cocktail? Sure. As your hand moves up to grip a glass, he holds his palm up, stopping you. Wait. Please make sure it's a clean glass. All our glasses are clean. I'm sure, but I've had bad experiences. Smudges and such. One glass, no smudges. Good, I'll have that cocktail. I'm waiting. Any particular flavors you enjoy? Nothing too fruity. I don't like seeds or pith in my mouth. Maybe something minty? I'm waiting. Okay, mint. Coming right up. Hope it's good. Me too. Okay, nothing too fruity. Mint punch, sugar syrup. Yeah, let's go mint punch. Or we could do evening prayer. I give him an evening prayer, actually. That'd be funny to give the priest. Yeah, look at that, prayer hands. Reminds me of like the tattoo challenges on Ink Master. Gorgeous. Not bad. As long as the glass is clean, I won't complain. You watch him down the rest. When the glass is empty, he wipes it carefully with his sleeve, making sure to clean the rim where his lips were. Are you a big drinker? There's not much else to do in Bukovi. To be honest, I'm not usually out on days like these, but my date got canceled. You open the whole weekend? We are? Good. That's usually when I need a drink. I'm Elliot, by the way. I live a few streets over. Nice to meet you, Elliot. Can I get you another drink? No, I should head home. Thanks a lot for the drink. I'll be back soon. See you then. Alright. Sick. Who's next? Pretty girl. Striking redhead. She is a striking redhead. Me too. A woman sits down at the bar. Her eyes are piercing as she scans the room, then you, taking everything in. She's dressed up with diamond earrings, a pearl necklace, and a coat that should be neat. What can I get you? This place is as charming and as easy to find. This place is as charming as it is easy to find. When Alina mentioned a speakeasy on the boulevard, I can't say I expected this. Money has flooded into the Bukovi Boulevard and washed away the dirt, but some of the character too. However, it seems to have flowed past this venue without any impact. I can't tell if that's a compliment. As close to one as you're likely to get from me. I'm Wendy Brooker. You might have heard of my father. You haven't, but she says it with enough confidence that you feel like you should. Well, I don't think you'll need to ask around too much to know my reputation. Impeccable. And if you stay on my good side, I'll even think of an endearing nickname for you. Okay. You want a drink? Don't make me beg. What does a lady like you drink? Something strong enough to make everyone look just a little bit more fabulous, but not too much. Don't make me beg. Okay. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's see if I can impress you. A difficult task, but nothing's impossible, darling. Okay. Kind of want to give her a femme fatale as well. Femme Fatale is the smoothest as well. Let's give her a poison drop, shall we? I'm trying to get all of the drinks in. I want to do all of the things. Try to get her something cool. Perfect mix. A twist. Not bad. But too many of these and I'll get bored. I'll take this back to my table now, darling. Enjoy. Who are you? Well-dressed girl. The young, well-dressed woman sits at the bar and waits. She doesn't seem the happiest, but as soon as you look at her, she puts on a smile and leaves on the bar. What else? What can I get for you? I don't really know, if I'm honest. Too many options. How about I choose? I'd appreciate that. I feel a bit out of my depth here. Something light, though. I have to work in the morning. I'm looking forward to trying anything you make for me. Any flavors you're fond of? May sound odd, but tomato. I'm looking forward to trying anything you make for me. Great. Let's make you something nice. Many thanks. There's gotta be. Femme Fatale's got tomato, right? Yeah, tomato juice. Anything else with tomato juice? I don't think so. I think that's the only one that's red. Yeah. And it's smooth, so it'll be good for someone who doesn't really drink. There you go, bestie. Perfect. That's lovely, thank you. Places like this are fascinating to me. I'm not used to all this. You're as welcome as anyone. She tilts her head as if she's wondering whether to agree or not. I keep thinking the constabulary will arrest me at any moment. If my friends were caught, they would pay a fine, but I'd end up in jail. I understand. Yes. Yes, I think you do. I'm Maria Popa, by the way. I'm here with my friend Alina. Speaking of, I should probably go back there. I don't want to miss out on another story from Wendy about her butler is getting fat and her swimming pool's too big. Good luck. You see her put on a smile, grab her drink, and make her way over to the table. Alright, then let's talk to Alina. Blonde lady. I assume she's Alina. A young woman sits casually at the bar. Before she says a word, she looks at the list of drinks on the wall behind you, a tad confused. Evening. Hello. What can I get for you? I don't know what I'm feeling today. I want something strong, but I'm also craving something sweet. What can you do? I can try and help you make up your mind. Huh, that'd probably help. Okay, let's roll the dice. Surprise me. What'd you like again? Something strong, but something sweet. Great. Let's make you something nice. Okay, strong, but sweet. Pirate's Joy is strong, but sweet, but let's see. Whiskey, sugar, syrup, cherry. I guess that's sweet. It's got sugar, syrup. Strong but sweet. Let's do a Pirate's Joy. I think that's the sweetest I've got. And I haven't made it yet. Please, please. Oh my god. I almost died. Almost just cost my life. Okay. Pirate's Joy. Well, I definitely don't hate it. Thanks. Have you been open long? Not particularly. I thought this place seemed new. Below a bookshop, too. I used to come here to buy books when I was a kid, whenever my father gave me pocket money. Either way, consider me sold, I guess. How'd you afford somewhere on the boulevard? Oh, I don't know the place. Right. Anyway, I'm Alina 𝕤𝕤𝕤. I brought a few friends along, and we're already a bit tipsy if you haven't noticed already. She didn't have to tell you that. They reek of booze. You hide it well. Yeah, well, we found a bottle in the basement, and we're celebrating our friend's birthday. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for my friends. I hope they haven't wandered off. Take care. You too. I didn't want to question her before I, introduced myself. I'll question her next time she comes. Before he even sits down, you can tell this young man has an attitude. He frowns at the bar, his seat, the drink selection, and then you. You wish you weren't so good at handling men like him. You've had more experience than you wished for. He looks your way when he sits down. When you don't immediately give him attention, he taps the table twice. What can I get you? Surprise me. Give me some hints? Well, I'm a big fan of rum, I think. You think? You watch him try to get comfortable in his seat. He looks over the shoulder at the three girls he came in with, and then regards you with an urgent look in his eyes. You're the bartender, so tend bar and serve me something. I don't drink too much, and my parents are into wines, not cocktails. I can handle that. Thank you. All right, pour away. flavors you enjoy? Something sweet, touch with rum. Great. Let's get you something nice. Don't keep me waiting now. Okay, rum. This has rum. This has rum. But he wants sweet. So I'm gonna guess Pirate's Joy. Yeah. Okay. Now I gotta prepare, because last time I got stuck. Oh wait, that was the opposite as last time. We started up there and went down. Interesting, so it's different every time. Fascinating. Perfect mix. I could get used to this. I'm Killian. You might have met my parents at some point. The Durans. Might have. You might have met a doctor with that surname, though it's fuzzy. Fine people. Though I suppose as private doctors, perhaps a bit out of your price range for healthcare. With that, he pays, turns around, and goes back to sit at the table. End conversation. I don't give a fuck, babe. No one else, right? I think that's it. Get out of my establishment. Oh. Alina. Hello, hello. What does a girl need to do to get a drink around here? Evening, Alina. Let's catch up on all the gossip. How are you finding your time here? Pleasant crowd, mostly. There's a few people here that I'm not on great terms with, but it's a bar, so that's to be expected. Who? I'd rather not get into it, honestly. I have a feeling I know who you're talking about. Do you? Who? Hold on. Who's Elliot? Elliot Lynn? No, I think it's Peter. Peter? Nah, Peter's a pussycat. You just gotta give him a saucer of milk and stroke his fur. And by that, I mean give him hard liquor and don't owe his boss any money. That's my experience, at least. Maria's too. How do you know Peter? You mean, how does someone like me know Peter? He's been to other speakeasies, and when he's not collecting money, he's a sweetie. Really? Let's catch up on all the gossip. What do you do for work? Nothing. I guess you don't need to. Exactly. My family's fallen into wealth through sheer luck, and I won't let us fall out again. I have plans to keep us where we need to be. My dad might end up losing his fortune again, but I'll be glad to take him in when that time comes. Did you ever work? Sure. For a man who... It doesn't matter if it's all in the past. Okay, victim. What do you know about Natalie Reed? I'm not talking about that evil floozy. I'm here to have a good time. Oh. Seems very guarded about the topic. She also seems to know something. Perhaps she's more talkative when drunk. Okay. Who are the people you came with? You know, I don't particularly like the nouveau riche. Or the old riche. Killian's dull and innocent. Wendy has her moments. And the only person I really want around me is Maria. What's so good about Maria? Well, she's just the most down-to-earth person. I've known her for most of my life. The others, though, why do you socialize with them? Because they're useful. The wealthy don't see us as people. We're tools. So I've sort of adopted that mindset. But you're rich. You're not getting it. I was born poor. That stays with you. For Killian, he was born middle class, so he's closer to home. I might be wealthy now, but I didn't come into money through gem mining or property or aristocratic aunt. Gambling. My father has money now, but all that means is he has more to lose. Gamblers always lose in the end. If I don't ingratiate myself with these people, maybe even shack up with one of them, I'll have nothing again, and I will be nothing to them. In the grand scheme, I'm a blip. A momentary fleeting thing in these people's lives. I've got to hook them in, get them invested, and eventually probably marry one if I want to keep this lifestyle. I wish I could, I don't know, trust them a bit more. Some of them are decent, I think, but I know where I came from, and I know I won't go back. That has to be my focus. That's quite the plan. I'm a chess player. Planning ahead is what I do. She still seems a bit cynical. Well, you mean pragmatic. Seeing how quickly people changed the way they treated me the moment I got money left me a bit jaded, I suppose. On good days, I think my new friends aren't like that. They're better than that. Wendy and Killian might have more to them than I admit, but I still don't trust them. Yet. Wait, is that time? See you later. Goodbye. Oh, I can still talk to all these people? Oh, I still have hella actions. Evening. What do you want to know, bartender? Tell me about yourself, Wendy. I love that idea. She opens her mouth in mock surprise and lets out a delight. Defeat a gill. What's there to say? I grew up at Papa's old estate. Home, Heath, out in the country. I moved to Bacovey because I got bored, and I come to dive bars like this because I love entertainment. Dive bar? I'd say you'd fit right in. Oh, are we sparring? That's adorable. You continue to meet my expectations. I play along. Come, darling, I'm being exceedingly gentle. Let's get to know each other, or worse if you prefer. I'll start. I was born. I moved here, and now I'm sat in this cramped little school talking to someone who has a very colorful background. How do you know about my background? I know a lot, darling, and most of what I know I keep to myself. This has been delightful. I mean that. It's refreshing to have repartee with someone who can keep up. Chin-chin. Sure. What do you want to know, bartender? Do you know anything about 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕒, the dead woman? I knew of her. It's quite unavoidable when you're in the company of 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕒, especially when she's had a few drinks. How come? I could bore you with long-winded stories of Alina's drunken rants, but why would I deny you the pleasure of experiencing them firsthand? You certainly seem to be well placed to engineer such a rant once again. Just give me a warning before you do, so I may cover my ears in time. I'll try. What do you want to know? How do you know everyone? I'm cordial with Alina and Maria, and I know Killian. We met a while ago at a tango class, you know, in pre-Prohibition times. Don't get me wrong, they're not hideously dull or anything. I just feel they're slow to trust and reluctant to say anything genuine. You feel the same, or are you an open book? What you see is what you get. Like a cannoli, it's what's on the inside that counts. I've noticed you do a lot of watching. You pour drinks while keeping your eye on your customers. Sign up a good bartender or someone who's fearful of their own clientele. Can't blame you, though. Imagine if one of us were police. Are you? Ha! She laughs, and for the first time it sounds genuine. You've amused her. And she lets the mask slip for a moment. You've known plenty like her, and never let your guard down around him. No, I wish there was something as exciting as a police informant among us, but alas, we are as we seem. Well, other than Maria, she's not rich at all. Dirt poor, in fact, but you can tell. If you look closely, you can tell. She purses her lips briefly, a smile flashing across her face. Not the friendliest thing to say. Friendly? What an odd concept. Alina pays for everything. Maria's a puppy in her purse. But we all do what we must. In her position, maybe I'd do the same. The poor girl's head must be spinning. Evenings in casinos, speakeasy, and clubs with Alina, and then back to her threadbare bed sheets each night in the stacks. What a contrast. It's cruel, really. Do you even like Maria? As I said, the three of us, Alina included, are cordial. They could grow on me. Maria and Alina have some quirks, which I like. Imperfections. They're both sharp as tacks, if you haven't heard. Maria hides it under the shy facade, while Alina hides it under a layer of, well, blondness. Opinions are fluid. For example, I didn't care for you, but perhaps the tide is slowly shifting. Same with the girls, Alina and Maria. If they would just ease off that chest chat and address the sexual tension in the room instead, I might enjoy their company a great deal more. I'm sure. What do you want to know, bartender? You wear a lot of expensive items. I do. Aren't you worried about getting robbed? If I'm outside, the best place someone could rob me would be my empty home. If I didn't wear the nice things I have, I would live the same life as a woman who had already been robbed. An unglamorous existence. Earrings are meant for ears, and jewels don't sparkle when kept in a box. Ah, well, would you look at the time? I'm going to make my way home before the sun comes up. Good night, Wendy. All right, darling. Let's talk to you again. Bartender, we need again. I need a drink. Please, surprise me with something nice. That tends to happen if you visit. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle in here. What's the subject of the day? Did you know 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕚? A little. I saw her at the Hotel Jubilee a while ago. I saw her, greeted her, and she threw up all over my new suit. Helped her get a radio cab home. Really? Yeah, she's a bit of a mess. My father always said loose women of meager means lack the ability to handle alcohol with grace like more refined ladies. You know she's dead, right? Yes, Alina told me this morning. I was rather sad, but more in a fleeting, oh, maybe I'll die one day sort of way. Didn't really know her, so... that's all. Bet you hear all sorts of stuff. What's the subject? What do you think of Alina? Alina's a lot of fun to be around. She's like summer sun bursting through clouds. Poetic. Very bubbly. Funny that someone like her can come from such a poor family. Lots of personality. Sometimes what comes out of her mouth sounds like intellectual gibberish to me. But even the most frivolous words are kissed on the way out of those heavenly lips. I bet you hear all sorts of blah, 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 blah. What do you like drinking, Killian? Something that can get me drunk without feeling like I'm drinking alcohol. So sugary drinks, then. I love the light sugary stuff. I think your mint punch fits that bill. Got it. But you heard, what about today? You wrinkle your nose every time you sip. You're right, I don't enjoy this. The drinks are well enough made, but I simply can't become accustomed to the taste. I must persevere. You don't have to, you know. I started going to bars to be around Alina and Wendy. With a killer on the loose, I'd like to keep an eye on them. Very gallant. I've had my eye on Alina for a bit. I think she's interested, but she has a guard dog. Maria's hackles are up, and she has fangs. In fact, I was thinking of paying Maria to attend a distant chess tournament just to have time with Alina alone. Perhaps take her to 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕚 for a steak roulade. Ugh, mind keeping that to yourself? You're playing safe with me? Good. It's stressful though, trying to keep my intentions secret. I'm only here in pursuit of the object of my affection, and this constant boozing is worrying my mom a great deal. I usually wouldn't listen to her, but she holds great sway over my disposable income. Haha. Okay. He doesn't want to drink anymore, I see. Okay. Can I present him a clue? No, I don't want to present a clue. Bye. Yes. Have fun. Will do. Bye. Good evening. Evening, Maria. We should chat, I guess, pass the time. You're not a big drinker. Not at all. You're a good friend. I think so too. Alina and I have been through a lot. Even if it means drinking. Oh, it's not bad. Why do I keep... Okay, anyways. Reading in a bar is kind of sad. You're welcome to read anything on the shelves. Really? I mean, thanks. Thank you. I wasn't sure if a speakeasy was really for me, but... Why do I keep skipping past things? Anyways, we should chat, I guess. Tell me about yourself. What do you... The other girls, it seems... Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. The other girls, it seems good, talk about drinking and dancing, then I just keep my head down. They think I'm dull, but I knew that place would burn down one day. Burn down? The building's a death trap. We don't know who blew the fuse box. In a house of matches, it can be hard to find the first spark, you know? But it didn't burn down completely. Alina and I just can't play chess in the basement anymore. Oh, you play chess? When we were at school, we played for boiled sweets. It's a wonder we still have teeth. The women in the workhouse think I'm quiet and boring. Patterns, not just in fabric, but in cities and people, and most of all in chess. Alina is good, but on most days I can't beat her. There's a fire in me, competition. Even without candy, victory is still sweet. You're Grandmaster? Not quite. Although I have won tournaments, we both won a few, but none that were official or major. Ooh, okay. In the heat of competition, she lights up and I burn out. She wants it more. I once asked her what her secret is. I'll never forget what she said. Never dim your star to make others shine brighter. Any other hobbies that aren't so intense? Cooking, I guess. I stew a mean sarmal. Sarmale? I don't know. But this is starting to feel like a job interview instead of drinks order. Fair point. What sort of drinks do you like? The femme fatale is nice. The spice slows you down so you can get the head spins without getting carried away. Interesting. You could tell I don't drink much, can you? I can, but I don't judge. I appreciate that. Still, it grows on me a tad. I don't know if it's a good thing. I prefer these cocktails to the beer my father drinks. Your choice. We should chat, I guess, pass the time. What do you know about Natalia Reid? The accountant? I don't think I met her. I'm sure I didn't. Did you hear about her death? I saw the headlines. Start of some macabre murder mystery, but without the cheery ending, probably. The police will catch whoever did it. Maybe a killer can get away with murdering street girls or factory workers, but not someone like her. Let's hope. We should try, I guess, pass the time. Play chess together? We do, yes. We've been partners since we were 8. We met at a chess club in school. We were rivals, but ended up being best friends. That's a long friendship. I know her better than myself at this point. Chess is about getting into your opponent's head. I like it inside hers. Does that sound strange? A little. We can get very competitive, but we share the same dream. To get a little bit better every day. To beat all those stuffy old bearded men at the chess council together. We know each other so well now, I'm not sure our practice is helping us get to the next level, but I also just enjoy the time we spend together. We dream of one day beating Bukovi's top grandmaster, and we're getting close. Alina won a tournament a few weeks ago. I came second. I was so happy. We played against each other in the finals, and it was intense. It felt like my whole life was building to that moment. Since we were in the top spots, we already knew we'd qualified for the next tournament in the next few months with the grandmasters. So in a way, the final was like a victory lap for us. Have I talked about chess too much? Sometimes I can't tell if I'm talking too much about something I love, but either way, thanks for listening. Anytime. Chat to pass the time. Nope. Bye-bye. Alright, end conversation. See ya. End the night. Goodbye. Yep. Alright, let's see. Let's connect some shit, shall we? Yeah, we already connected that one. No? Okay. Okay, nothing can be connected now that hasn't already been. Okay. All right. Constable Hugo Mertens marches down the steps to the bar, his hands deep in his pockets as he inspects the other guests with confusion. After a moment, he makes his way over to you, pulls over a chair, and sits slightly too close. Constable Mertens. Barkeep. Seems like business is booming. I never thought a life of crime would be this social for you. This is my job. These patrons could pass for respectable. Maybe they are. They're good people, mostly. Yes, well, I just wanted to check on how much you've gotten to know about these supposedly good people. Someone on the street knew her. Use that knowledge to your benefit. If you have anything worth sharing with me, I'll be staying for a while. Open the clues notebook to present it with clues! Now select the potential patrons. Present clue. Great. I'm prepared. So, Alina Dragos, Killian Durant, and Elliot Lynn are all frequented the last drop around the time before Natalia Reid was murdered. And you say you got this information from Peter Wagner. Mr. Wagner is well known around multiple police stations through Bukovy, and the only reason he knew all of this was because he was present at the time as well. So let's add him to our little list of suspects, shall we? What happens now? Now that I know I'm not wasting my time with you, the next step would be figuring out which one of these four might be our killer. Hugo pulls out the photographs from his coat and hands them over. The first one shows an ornate decorated lighter lining on the pavement. The second shows a nasty-looking syringe. It is empty, and small bits of blood can be seen around the needle. 2 items were found at the crime scene. Check around to see what they mean to our suspects. Any more questions? About the syringe. Murder weapon is peculiar and devious. It's some sort of lethal toxin. Back before the Prohibition, it was slipped into drinks, but since then, most of the victims have been found with a puncture mark. From this needle. Correct. We tried to see if it's a special type that was used, but unfortunately this one's available at any pharmacy. It doesn't help that it's basically the industry standard for any medical profession in Zara either. Whatever the nature of this toxin, it wasn't fast. Perhaps the killer wants to watch the victims suffer a bit before they die. The victims each had different puncture wounds. Arms, legs, but in this case it was the back of the neck, so the perpetrator attacked from the rear. The tests we've run so far are currently inconclusive. Damn it, if this was back in Belgium, I'd have known to find better. I know how to find better toxicologists. Do you know of any toxin that have these effects? Many simple chemicals can be lethal when injected. This perpetrator has chosen a cruel implement to achieve his goals. I'm making the apprehension of this villain my sole mission. We have to stop him. Any more questions? About the lighter. It is close to the body. It's quite ornate and has pattern on it. Metal flowers skirting the edges. I asked around a few tobacco shops and got the same answer. This one's custom made. We might guess the killer's a smoker. Nasty habit. Oh. I meant it kind of sarcastically, but okay. I'm surprised you think so. Most people here smoke, especially with the colorful backgrounds. Any more questions? All's clear? Good, one last thing. Hand over your notebook. Place your notebook in his stretched hand. Pulls a pencil out of his pocket and quickly adds a new section at the back. After looking over one last time, he hands it back. I added some questions I need answers to when reporting findings about my case. The detectives at the station use this method to put together a case, and I intend to do the same. First, we need a suspect to investigate. We narrowed it down to 4 people already, but given we're working with a serial killer, we can only get a warrant for 1. After this, we need solid evidence to confront them with 2 things I need answers are, what's the motive, and what evidence proves the killer was present at the time of Natalia's death. If you can find clues that answer these 2 questions for any of the suspects, assign them in the section I added, and hand over your notebook so we can review the findings. But you can only submit a suspect once, so you have to be sure, and you should also consider the evidence that might clear a suspect. Will that be enough to convict them? On its own, no, but it's much easier to get a confession when you're presenting solid evidence. From there, it becomes a lot easier to arrest someone. Don't make me regret my choices here. I trust you with enough information to get me in an uncomfortable position. Let me down, and I'll make sure things become very uncomfortable for you. Got it? Very well. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. Ooh. Okay. Just added a new case tab. Okay. You'll find an overview of each suspect. Evidence will be displayed. Blah, 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 blah. Case file displays clues of a suspect's motive. The evidence proves that they could have committed the crime, as well as any potential defense that rules them out as a culprit as an alibi. Once you are confident you know who the culprit is, you can press the Submit Case button at the bottom of the page. Doing this will summon Hugo, who will review the details of the case and look at the evidence you have collected with a critical eye. For now, press the X in the top right corner to exit the notebook. If you're already in conversation with Hugo like you are now, you can also press this button at the bottom to submit your case, okay? Once you submit a culprit, your answer can no longer be changed. You only get one shot. If you submit your case before the deadline has passed, Hugo will present your case to a superior and won't return until the final day. It's up to you to find evidence on all suspects and figure out who is innocent and who is guilty. The fate lies in your hands. Good luck, bartender. So... do you know Peter? Peter has a storied history with the Bukovi police. You can usually count on him being on the wrong side of the law. We're working off assumption that Peter moonlights as a henchman for bigger fish, maybe even the Brugge boys under Carla. Makes me wonder whether a boss like Carla could have had something to do with all of this, but she's white collar and more interested in larceny and laundering than murder. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. What sort of drink do you usually like, Constable? Something with coffee. Why? It's my job to know. I suppose it is. Remember, is everyone's favorite drink? I try. Oh, that's admirable, but let's not get too chummy. If you want to scribble this in your little notebook, I like anything with coffee. Because we drink it a lot in Belgium. It reminds me of home. Noting that down. Prepare to answer any of your questions. I want to know who I'm working for. Constable Hugo Mertens, that's all you need to know. Favorite color? Blue. Right. I like that. That was cute. Why are you doing a detective story? The situation at my workplace is none of your business. Hugo seems to show signs of stress when you mention his work. Perhaps a drink could help him relax. Would you like a drink, Constable? I shouldn't. But perhaps just one won't hurt. I'll give you the lighter one of the two. Let's make you a wake-up call. Gorgeous. That'll be a new one for him. Ah, perfect. Well, as perfect as a crime could be. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. I already asked him about work. So evidence about that lighter. It's close to the body, blah, 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 blah. Only a few million of those. But yeah, that doesn't really feel that much. Alright, nope, goodbye. I'm bored to run. I have a case to work. Good evening, Warecube. Okay, so we got 2 of the suspects here. And that's you. Evening. Sorry. Yes. Who's the other one? That's not Alina and Peter. So, Elliot Lynn. Why is he a suspect? I'll talk to him. Elliot sits down with a cigarette in his mouth and pulls a box of matches for him. We discourage smoking. These are menthol, and they make your breath smell good. If you must, I must. What do you need from me? How do you happen to know Peter? This is a joke. I avoid him, as you should. Oh, I should avoid him. Ooh. He's a villain. Everyone knows that. He works for that loan shark, Carla. I'm not so sure about that. Ugh, everyone pussyfoots around him like he's a gentleman. Pussyfooting around people like Peter is unacceptable. I will not pussyfoot like the rest. If you repeat pussyfoot over and over, it begins to lose the effect. What? The point is, I don't socialize with men like Peter, nor should anyone with common sense and decency. Noted. What do you need from me? What do you like to drink, Elliot? A well-made one. Do I need to be more specific? I think you do. Yes, well, I suppose that's reasonable. Can't expect a bartender to produce quality drinks without suitable direction. Exactly. Something minty with soda. I like to feel fresh and awake after a drink. Alcohol doesn't make you sleepy. I've developed my constitution till it no longer inhibits my focus. Alcohol sharpens my senses. Really? And indeed, and a drink with a clean mouthfeel livens the senses, not to mention how much it encourages intimacy with the opposite sex. Fresh breath is essential. Just hold off on the fruit punch. Feminine drinks reduce male vim and vigor, and encourage the production of black bile in the body, which makes one melancholic, and I believe less virile, too. Pouring vodka into fruit juice is a waste, like a sophisticated gentleman wasting time on tittle-tattle with loose women and mannerless men. Some men are just born for better things, and they deserve better drinks, too. Noted. Did you see what happened to 𝕞𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕚? I don't know who that is. Bukovi's big city. Why would I even remember her? She worked nearby. This Bukovi Boulevard. Everyone's nearby. Thanks anyway. Why didn't I say she was murdered? See ya. Okay. Let's talk to you, bestie. Clara. What kind of drink do you like? Ginger ale. That's not weird. Okay. What have I missed? Did you come from work? No, I work in a hotel, so my shift starts early and finishes early. I have later afternoon and evening to myself, but I'm training real hard right now. Training for what? My gray belt. That's a martial combat thing, right? It's a Bartistu grading symbol. When I can take my Sifu down to the mat, I gain the gray belt. Good luck. Yeah, why do you visit? Is it risky? Probably. Then again, I could get hit by a radio carriage tomorrow while crossing the road. You have a point. Sifu says boats are the safest in a harbor, but that's not what boats are built for. So I can't think of anything I love that couldn't kill me. Also, just because something is a rule doesn't make it right. Sounds about right. Alright, good night, bestie. I didn't even make you a drink. Hey, Vincent. Good evening. I wouldn't mind a sip of something after a long day of reading. Evening, Mr. Flower. They say conversation's a dying art. Let's prove them wrong. Have other speakeasies been raided? I'm sure dissatisfied patrons have alerted the authorities on a few occasions, but I've met a fair few officers, even detectives in speakeasies. They think the laws don't apply to them. But I think political climate has shifted. The Bukovi City Council has taken a harder line. They may even be incentivizing officers to close more establishments. The economy may be booming, but the explosion of wealth is far more equitable. Speculators in the radio carriage and whale oil businesses are rolling in cash, but the public services, and the police in particular, are paid peanuts. Speculators climbed a ladder and pulled it up after themselves, and now they're making us fight each other at our table scraps while looking down on us all. Legitimate business owners and police officers alike. There's a cadence to his voice that makes him sound cold and unemotional as he speaks. It's like he's rehearsed this topic, or maybe he's gotten sick of talking about it. Ugh, I'm rambling again, so let's change the subject. What do you think of Killian? He's a boy in a man costume, petty and unkind. I'm against cuffing a child round the ear, but if his mother had lifted a hand now and then, he might have grown up to be a decent human. His family name's a good one, which is why his bad behavior is a shock. Vandalism, theft, scuffles. Also unnecessary when his family just has run into money. Killian is trouble, and those close to him need to show a firmer hand. Certainly a bit of a brat. He taps the bar another way. It's typical of a nouveau riche. They can buy everything but class. Especially goes for Killian. Cannot tell you anything. Right. Look at the time. Simply cannot linger any longer. I need to give people drinks before I start asking them all their questions. Let's give the priest a drink, shall we? Father Lacey. Please share something happy with me. I need to talk to someone who isn't confessing mortal sins. How do you know about this place? Of course, one of my congregation, Olivia, revealed its existence during confession. And I thought, wait, I was not supposed to tell you that. Please forget what I just said. Forget what? Yes, very good. Confession between the priest and the confessor and the mother is a sacred bond that should not be profaned. She burns away all sin. She does she? Indeed she does, but alcohol burns away my sorrows, so I need to reconcile that wherever I can. Faith is hard. I agree. Though when I have a good drink, I imagine the angels can't judge me so harshly for something that feels so good. Yeah, well, that's how it works. Please share something happy with me. I'll give him a drink. Father makes me think of my vows, but priests are taught it is worse to abominate wine than it is to imbibe it. So, I will choose the lesser sin. Let's give him the evening prayer, because I think that's funny to give to a priest. Do you want to pray, Father? That kind of reminds me of Fleabag. Any kind of young priest, I'm like, evening prayer, just for you, bestie. Goes down quite nicely. Please share something happy with me. It's like choosing my favorite hymn, too difficult. Indulge me. It probably would be the Nightcap that you serve here. It has a bitter aftertaste that resonates with me. Any reason? Much of life is bitter. Might as well embrace it. Mix the bitterness with other ingredients which make it more palatable. Right. Please share something happy with me. You don't treat faith as seriously as I expected. The goddess is too important to take too seriously. See, that's what I'm talking about. Oh. Sorry. Giving me theology lessons? The goddess in my book has a sense of humor. Just look at everything. That's depressing. Why focus on the sun beyond the clouds when you can't see it, and the clouds are just raining on you? How cheery. Why are you here? Hovers the glass between his fingers, swinging it gently back and forth like a metronome. You're not sure if you'll ever answer the question. My father passed away. I'm so sorry. He didn't pass of old age or anything like that. He died of a disease that was painful, constant, and in essence cruel. It's hard. I know, I wasn't a very inspiring son, but he wasn't a very inspiring father either. I still miss him, though. I still remember the last advice he gave me. What was it? In life, don't aim for mediocrity. Good advice, I guess. I wasn't finished. Don't aim for mediocrity. For men like us, that's too ambitious. Oh. Sometimes I wonder if I've lost my faith and haven't noticed. Like when you drop your keys and don't realize until you're facing a locked door. I'm not sure how the goddess can be real when the world is so cruel, but I'm sure fate wouldn't deprive me of one more authority figure who is disappointed in me. I understand. Be sure something happy. Tell me about your father. I don't think you want to hear about that. Can't say I heard of her. Who is she? A woman who died recently. Oh, that's horrible. Hope she found peace in the end. Early morning. Goodbye. All right, possible killers. Bartender, we meet again. I needed a drink. Please surprise me with something nice. Okay, what did he like? He liked fruity drinks because he doesn't drink very much. I haven't found him his favorite yet, though. Okay. Let's make him... Need a drink, Killian. What else would I be here for? The ambiance? What if I give him... Eastern Ruby. Let's see how he likes that. Cool. Right now, a stiff breeze would knock me over. I'm going to try to get home while I still can. Be safe. Too much alcohol. My bad. All right, Alina. Evening. Catch up on all the gossip. Get a drink. Need a drink, Alina? Yes, get me drunk. Let's give her something strong. Let's give her a copper bullet, shall we? See if she'll loosen up a little bit. Right. Well, I definitely don't hate it, thanks. Let's catch up on all the gossip. What brings you to a speakeasy? You can't expect a girl to spill all her secrets without loosening her lips first. With some chat, maybe a couple compliments about my lovely new earrings and a few drinks. Okay. You and Maria, what about us? Are you two dating? Maria? No, but we're close. I must have been mistaken then. Ha, get it a lot. Alina is still blushing. The topic seems to be something she wouldn't discuss unless she really trusts you. Ah. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Are you single? It's complicated, but I'm not single. Even if some people might prefer me to be. Who prefers that? Maria mostly. Or Maria mainly. Though I can't say many of my friends approve of my love life. Why not? Many reasons. I guess if we discussed in the abstract, we could talk about this, even if it's a difficult subject. Sure. I guess what I can't decide is, how do you choose between your best friend and your partner? I mean, what's more important, old friendships or new love? Follow your heart. I want to. I thought she wanted me to be happy. I must have been wrong. I don't know. Is a friend supposed to support your choices, or is a friend supposed to tell you the hard truths you don't want to hear? I would say friendship's about honesty. You might have a point. I need to think about this. We can talk about anything. We could, but it's different. I hope she can understand the time. Is he really different? Yes, yes he is. That's nice to hear. Who is the guy? What sort of drink do you like, Alina? Favorite has to be the poison drop. Nothing tops that one. Very specific. Hey, if you don't tell people exactly what you like, how will you ever get what you want? Good point. It's better than Maria's anyway. Woman likes tomato in her drinks. It's indecent. Okay, finally. Tell me about chess. I'm good at it. Depending on who you compare me to, Maria and I have been chess partners since we were kids. Back then, I imagine, if we got good enough, we'd live the life of chess grandmasters, play chess for trophies, live in hotels, go to parties, have crowds cheer our names. The reality is a lot of these events only pay you when you win, and the entry fees are extortionate. Back in the day, we did overtime to afford qualification fees. We'd be so exhausted from overtime that we'd never play our best. We'd scrape enough money for one hotel room and then pass out each night. Still had fun, though. Ever win? I won a tournament a few weeks back. Maria got second place, so we both qualified for an upcoming national tournament. Maria doesn't know yet, but I'll be paying to take us both there. That's kind of you. It's our dream. I understand. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. Yeah, get out of here. No one over there. No one over there. All right. Confirm. Okay, so we got the lighter and the syringe. can I connect any of these? No. No. Okay. Cool. End the day. Confirm. Okay. Damn. Why is Peter sitting over there? I got Alina and Killian. Then we got these two. Okay. Let's go with Killian, because I didn't get him drunk last time. What did he like? He told me. He said he likes coffee. It's shit that goes down easy. Need a drink. She likes poison drop. He might like a femme fatale. Gorgeous. Let's try it. I could get used to this. Good. I want to show you the clues. I want to show you the lighter. A lighter? God, I'm not sure what this has to do with me. You a smoker? Killian looks uncomfortable, as if recalling an unpleasant memory. He looks you up and down. Absolutely not. The son of a doctor knows better than to engage in such unhealthy habits. Despite his words, Killian twitches nervously. Smart man. Alright. About you smoking. Killian looks uncomfortable. Okay. Okay. Great. Let's see, what do you know about the syringe? Hey, now that syringe looks familiar. It does? Of course. My mom's a medical professional, so we have some of these lying around her surgery. She even has some at her home practice behind lock and key, obviously. You should ask Alina about this stuff if you haven't already. She used to briefly work for my mother and actually used them. She did. Yes, that's how we got initially acquainted. See, she was always a bright thing. But back then, she was just a nurse. Now she's come into wealth and she's really bloomed. Anyway, unlike me, she carried a key and actually had access to the cabinet where these things are stored. Naturally, she returned it after resigning, but my mother decided to change the locks nevertheless. I'll keep that in mind. Goodbye. I don't need you. I got work. Will do. Alright. Alina, bestie. Catch up on all the gossip. Drink. You want a poison drop? Okay. Nice. She was the one who said that she liked it, right? Great. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this one. Delicious. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Let me show ya. Wait, return. Close. Give me a lighter. Present the clue. Just show me a photograph of a lighter. If there's something you want to know, ask. Do you smoke? She glances over her shoulder, scanning the bar to ensure no one is within hearing distance. I don't smoke at all. I agree with Maria. It's a terrible thing to do. There's more to the story, but she's willing to share when she feels more comfortable. Sure, believe you. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Let's do Dr. Durand. Killian's mother. I worked for her for a bit. She always keeps her shelves well stocked with medical supplies. Alright. What about the syringe? Photograph of a syringe. What's this about? Know anything about it? Too much. I saw plenty of those at the hospital back when I was working as a nurse. You were a nurse? Sometime before my dad earned her fortune, I worked at the Bukowski Hospital. The syringes were used every day over there. I switched jobs last year and became an assistant for Dr. Durand. She's Killian's mom, if you've met him. While working there, she noticed that... Did you have access to them? Of course I did. I think she locked him away because of Killian. I returned the key the day I quit the job, though. Strange topic syringes. I'm just glad I've never had to use them now that I'm happily unemployed. Glad your fortune changed. Let's catch up on all the gossip. I think that's it. Yeah. Let's go now. Thanks for the chat. Actually, can I get you more drunk? How do I get you to drink more? Never mind. Alright. Thanks for the chat. Okay. You're not one of my things. Sounds rough. I didn't even know what I did. The maid girl, the one that works at the hotel, Clara. Avoid her. She's what I would describe as trouble. I once saw her fighting with a known criminal. And not just any criminal either. One of those henchmen of a certain crime boss. Which mob boss? I shouldn't say, but it starts with a K and ends in 𝕤𝕚𝕚. Dangerous woman and a threat to anyone. At this establishment, I quite like Vincent. Blah, blah, blah. She leans back in her chair, the serious look on her face now replaced with a serene smile. That's all I needed to say on the matter. Yeah, this place has been dull without me. Anything I've missed? Did you ever meet Natalia Reed? Natalia? I met her a few times while I drank at Hotel Jubilee, before the Prohibition, obviously. Really? Oh, she freaked at the theater. I don't blame her, but what could I do? What I do blame her for is all the noise. She would drink a lot during the intermission and occasionally cause a bit of a scene. Ah, I see. Her name did pop up now and then in conversations with a few socialites. She was an accountant who dealt with a lot of the creative types, including my director. She would have been fired if she wasn't so popular with the clients. She formed strong bonds with them over strong cocktails. Interesting. Nevertheless, her death is a great shame. You should talk to Killian about her. I'd imagine he'd be one on the suspect list. Killian loves a blonde. I should know. Tried to hit on you? I'm blonde, wealthy, and easy on the eye. I have a pulse. I'm more than quality for his affections. Interesting. Place must have been dull without me. What if I have anything I've missed? Tell me about yourself, Olivia. I'm a bartender. I thought you would never ask. I'm an actress, opera singer, budding radio host, etc., etc. How'd you get into acting? I've always been an actress. My parents raised me in the theater, so acting came quite natural. Seems like quite the advantage. Theater is all nepotism. Amen. I've seen women almost as talented as me mangling clothes at the laundrette. If you think you're the first to tell me I've benefited from my upbringing, I can assure you I already know. But I once saw a roof tiler who had no ladder. He was 7 feet tall. We all have our advantages. Just because the rails were in place did not mean the locomotive was guaranteed to run. Many have had the same track ahead of them and never leave the station. Makes sense. I'm an actress, opera singer, radio show. How'd you learn to sing? Learn? I was born with the talent. But I spent most of my youth on stages, honing and developing my voice. My mother was also an opera singer, so I suppose she was my teacher in many ways. Fascinating. Tell me about the radio. Oh, my favorite subject. I'm so glad you asked. Radio is so new and exciting. Olivia leans in, perking up in her chair. She wants to make sure you're soaking up every word. Precisely. I've already been on the air as a guest, but my new show will be a bit of news, bit of gossip, most of all an advice column all on my own. I think I could teach my listeners a great deal about poise, taste, tact, and how to live life at just a bit more extravagance. I've noticed the younger generation, well, younger than me, have lost the gall that defined them. Why is that? That's a question for the scholars, those with minds sharper than mine. Although if I were to guess, I'd say it has something to do with how quickly Bukowski has advanced in the late 30 years. Obviously, I was a child, nay, an infant when the boom happened. But from what I understand, there was such a sharp influx of money into Sara that we created an uneasy mix of industrial giants and lucky speculators flooding into the same social spaces as an established aristocracy. Killian's parents are one of that crowd. They are as tasteless as they come. They have money and power, but lack the graces, the decorum, and the sense of permanence that we have. Well, figuratively speaking, Killian has the wealth of a sultan, but the demeanor of a grain store supervisor. Though that's just my opinion. You'll hear me expound on my views more eloquently on air next week. She winks, taking the last sip of her drink. I suppose you'll need to listen in to lean more. Maybe. Heavens, would you look at the time? I should get going. Your tab. Winks at you, places the coins on the table. Grin is coy. She enjoys being caught as much as she enjoys getting away with it. Good night, Lydia. Alright, Killian. Get over here. No drink. Let's ask you about Loverboy. I admit I'm casting a wide net, but patient yields dividends. I'm due a catch. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle in here. It's the subject today. Let's talk to you about Alina's old job. Yes. Yeah, yes. Alina worked for my mother in the past. That's who I met. Yeah. Okay. Just a fact. It's not nice to say, is it? Bet you hear us as a tittle-tattle in here. Any other clues? No, that's the clue you did. What do you know about the last drop? Yes, I visited often through Prohibition to put an end to that. If I don't get home soon, my mother will lock me out. Bye. Cool. Alina! Evening, Alina. Oh, wait. Wait. Return. I want to ask you about Loverboy. I mean, I'm not totally against the idea. I would certainly secure my future. Wait, is that the time I should get going? Great. Peter, come on in, bestie. Well. Look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're the beacon in the night. Alright. I like proper drinks, something with vodka. Coffee helps. You work late? You know I do. Nothing good happens in the morning, so I just sleep through it. I get a lot more done while everyone's asleep and out of my way. Despite the name, a cold winter usually keeps me warm. I remember. Let's catch up. You want a drink? You want a cold winter? You don't want my lips listening. Who knows what I'll say? Well. Who knows, indeed. All right. This career shift is starting to make sense. You have talent. Let's catch up like the old days. So between us, I assume you never went legit. Let's both assume I'm not in the mood for this conversation right now. Ask me again when your words are as sweet as the blues. Let's catch up. Anything about 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕚𝕚? Shame about her accident. Her murder? Murder then. I saw her here and there. I reckon it's a little odd she got iced. Why odd? She didn't seem like the victim type, you know? The victim type? Really? Can you elaborate? Tilts his head for a moment. You see his eyebrow shift, giving you an annoying look. She was confrontational, fearless. Most people are intimidated by me, but she brushed me off. She brushed off my employer a few times too. Usually the ones that end up victims are the ones who don't fight back. Even drunk, she'd probably put up a good fight. Really? I reckon so. Killed from behind, right? Whoever struck her probably thought they couldn't take her in a fight. The police or whoever's holding your leash should be looking at cowards. That's what you should be investigating. Who says I'm investigating? You're asking a lot of questions. People with our background know better. No one ever got iced for asking. No one ever got iced for asking too few questions. You're right. Hey, if you got someone pulling your chain, I get it. Someone holding something over you, I guess. Maybe. Don't be coy. We go way back, so I get it. Right. Let's catch up, just like the old days. What do you know about Loverboy Killian? Actually, no, we're asking you about syringe and lighter. Nice lighter. You want to give me a gift? Customer of the week? Do you smoke, Peter? Huh? You've seen me smoke. You gave me this lighter 5 years back when we hit up that train depot. And by gave, I mean I pocketed it when you wasn't looking. You stole it? He pulls out a basic disposable lighter. You recognize it immediately. You always bought the cheap ones. You notice it's still full of fluid. It's almost full 5 years later. Did you quit? He cracks a smile. You catch yourself looking at his dimples instead of a scar. Ah, we flirting, I see. Wish I did, but nah, I usually get matches these days. Why? Because I'm a firm believer in luck, and this is my lucky charm nowadays. Especially after what happened at the train depot job. I see. You ever try to quit? Many times. Look, I'm trying to cut down, but in this line of work, you gotta keep your nerves steady. What's with all these smoking questions? Just curious. Return. Catch up. Now ask about the syringe. And then Loverboy if I've got actions. I don't. A coward's weapon. The kind of person who kills like that, they're real monsters. Well, I won't go home, but I can't stay here. Yeah. You. Good evening. I wouldn't mind a sip of something. Evening, Mr. Fleuret. What sort of drink do you like, Vincent? Classy, red wine. Cool. Lemon. Got it. What do you know about 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕚𝕚? I've been thinking back to when we met briefly at my accountant's office. She was smart, charming. She knew when to drop that stiff Bukovi formality and be a little bit more laid back with her clients. She knew I liked to drink. My accountant complained that she turned up for worse for wear a few times, so I imagine temperance was an issue. It was no secret to my accountant that 𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕚 struggled financially due to her stubborn gambling addiction. How she managed to finance it is a mystery. I suppose it makes sense if she'd frequent speakeasies after the Prohibition, so there really is a killer on the loose then, apparently. Ghastly. I hope our customers tread lightly. Me too. These are conversations of dying art. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, let me get you a drink, bestie. Red wine and lemon. Drink, Vincent? Absolutely. I don't have anything with red wine in it, do I? So I guess I'll give you an evening prayer. That's white wine. Oh, no, lemon juice. Eastern Ruby. There we go. And it had a little star for a favorite by it. I want to switch it up sometimes, though. I want him to have, you know, variety. There you go, bestie. You know me too well. This is my absolute favorite. They say in conversation is a dying art. When did you open the bookshop? Covey Books has been there for over a decade now. You a fan of literature? I am. Never took you for the educated sort. Mistake on my part, for sure. It's always nice to meet a fellow enthusiast. The book depositories in this district are in a shocking state. Nothing but grimy, lurid bestsellers and nothing of note from local writers. I enjoy foreign literature, but I fear with how the publishing industry operates, it's hard to notice the books that were created in our towns. Bukovy has a thriving literature scene, but it's dying because of the influx of exotic, lightweight fiction. We both know I don't need to work, but a man has a hobby. But a man has to have a hobby, and if that hobby is meaningless, then what's the point? Bukovy's golden age was once cultural. Music, books, opera, but now our industrial might swells our souls shrivel. I might just be a lowly bookshop owner these days, but stocking this place with the books I love means the world to me. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Well, I'm glad we talked about this. Alright, I'm gonna show you Loverboy. Killian's going around attempting to charm blondes. Yes, that sounds right. He definitely is the type that only cares about certain looks. Fortunately, all the ladies seem smart enough to recognize him for what he is. Fortunately, indeed. Let's ask... let's talk about the lighter. Fancy lighter. Not exactly my taste. What's this about? Do you smoke? Doesn't everyone? We must make the most of the time we have. Find joy when we can, ideally. Finally toasted tobacco, a choice of drinks, and a friend to share it all. I agree with that. Never mistake a lack of vice for a virtue. The best people I know smoke, drink, and love a good coffee. The first man I ever met loved decaffeinated coffee. Decaf only works if you throw it in someone's face. I'm not judging, it's just a question. Then yes, I enjoy the occasional cigar. I can't really help you with the lighter, I'm afraid. That's alright. Look at the time, simply can't linger. Hey, bestie. Evening, barkeep. Evening. That's syringe. Murder weapon? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next. I want to talk to you about Peter's matches. You're certain it's related to the case. I'd recommend you think on it further. Use all the resources at your disposal and trust your instincts. I want to ask you about Loverboy. That's the funniest clue name to me. I love it. If you're certain it's got something to... Ugh. Okay. I think that's it. Cool. And that's it, I think. Yep. All right. I'm just gonna try to connect everything just in case something works. Okay. I'm gonna call it there then. Because I don't know how long this demo is, but I've already gone for an hour 45. Unless... Oh. Okay, just kidding. We're going. Clara sits at the bar but can't look you in the eye. She's quiet. You can tell there's something off about her. Are you alright, Clara? Don't want to sound paranoid, but someone is out there. Someone dangerous. What? When I left on Tuesday, I think I was chased. Footsteps were coming toward me fast, so I ran. You were chased? Maybe. I'll talk more about it later if you're interested, but for now... Thank you for playing our demo. That's so funny that I was ready to quit right before the demo ended. Alright. Fantastic. Well, I am thoroughly impressed by this demo. It was much longer than I anticipated. I thought we were going to do like maybe 2 days, but I am very intrigued by this story, and I'm really intrigued by these characters. I like that it's giving like slight romance. It's giving, I don't know, like playful. It's not super childish, but it's also like everybody's real people and no one's perfect. Nobody's pure evil. I like it. Anyways, please let me know what you think. The demo will be available starting, I think, February 2nd. So get it for yourself, play it on your own, make your own choices. But I'm really excited for this game. I want to continue playing it right now, but obviously, game's not out. So I will be playing this in full when the real game does come out. And so if you want to see that, subscribe to make sure that you get notified when I do upload that. In the meantime, please take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!